Sitting up tall, maybe moving around a little bit, moving the head, the trunk. Just try to shake some tension out. So if you feel like you have some, tension building up in the hands, give them a little bit of a shake. And then we'll allow ourselves to sit up nice and tall without leaning, forward or overdoing it in any parts of the spine. Try to find that neutral spine. Try to take the weight back into the sitting bones, and then lift the chest, draw the chin in slightly, take the shoulders back and down. And let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Release tension out through the mouth. And then let's watch the breath. Soften the face. Release the scalp. And then begin to deepen the breath. So once we've watched it, we've brought the mind here, we've collected our powers of concentration. Begin to breathe more deeply, concentrating on that fullness, that evenness, that idea that we were talking about a moment ago of balance, balancing the inhalation with the exhalation, and balancing both sides from one side to the other. So if your exhalation starts to extend a little bit more, then see if you can let that inspire the inhalation to also extend. So it may start with the inhalation, and then you want to match the exhalation, but the exhalation might be improved based on the inhale. So find that cycle, find that fullness through the balance between both sides. And we'll transition into Shiva Mantra, bringing words, concepts, feelings into our practice, beginning with this very specific one that recognizes our true nature, our divinity, the aspects of that. Om, I bow to the presence of the divine within, our true and highest teacher, that lives in and around us as being, consciousness, and bliss. It is ever present and radiates peace, lighting the way to transformation. Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. There's one of the metaphysical meditations from Paramahansa Yogananda that I read this morning, and it kind of keeps echoing in with me, so I wanted to share it before we move forward. There are some words like thy. What is it referring to? He uses the word God. We can use that word. We can use divine source. We can use divine teacher. We can make it as grand as we like, but that is what thy is referring to. And brothers is referring to all humans. So brothers and sisters is not even enough anymore. It's siblings. I will still keep the words that he uses, but remembering that sometimes things, we need to replace them if we don't feel the way that it is presented. In the cheer of all hearts, I hear the echo of thy bliss. In the friendship of all true hearts, I discover thy friendship. I rejoice as much in the prosperity of my brothers as I do in my own prosperity. In helping others to be wise, I increase my own wisdom. In the happiness of all, I find my own happiness. So maybe we can take that in the spirit that it is given and let it be a part of our practice, let it be a part of our day. Let's shift over to the legs extended. They've been folded for a little bit. And we're going to allow the trunk to lean back, bring the hands back, fingers can face back. Even let the shoulders round. Maybe we can manipulate the shoulders while we're here. So we're going to flex and point the toes as we also manipulate shoulders, taking them forward, taking them back, and then you can feel a counter experience in the chest and in the upper back, and the back of the legs, the front of the legs, ankles. And then let's keep the feet relaxed, I think, and take the forearms down. I don't know if you can hear all that squeaking of the heels on the mat. But then right from here, let's lift the right leg up. Oh, it looks like I froze a little bit there. So actually just relax the legs. I just want to make sure that everything's okay here. That's as good as it can be. I'm going to keep going, hope for the best. So forearms down, and then pick up the right leg. Yeah, it looks like it's okay now. Just feeling the core waking up slightly. So a lot of our work today, we're going to be focusing on the low back, but let's wake up the low back. Let's wake up the core. And we'll bring that leg down, lift the left leg. Keeping the breath even, balanced. And release down. And then we'll pick up the right leg again, but this time let's bring the right knee in towards the chest, or maybe towards the forehead really, since the head is lifted quite a bit. Bring the right leg down, draw the left leg. We can lift it first and then lift that knee in towards the forehead. And release the left leg. Let's do one more variation. Lift the right leg, bring the right knee in, and then, if it's okay, lift the left leg up. If it's too intense, left leg can rest. Release the left leg, release the right leg. Left leg lifts, draw the knee in, and maybe lift the straight right leg up. And lower the right leg, the left leg, and come all the way down to the back. Take the arms behind, lift the belly button, point the toes forward. Maybe move the wrists, maybe the ankles. We'll keep reaching fingers back, toes forward. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Relax the body. Let's just create like an X with the body for a moment. So feet apart, arms apart, toes turned away from each other. Soften the face, soften the scalp. Maybe this is a good time for that 3-hour nap. Okay, let's bring the feet back together, and then let's bring the right leg in. Grab a hold of the right knee with the hands. Give it a little bit of motion side to side, maybe circular. And then let's find that point where it seems like the thigh kind of fits into the hip socket a little bit. So it's going to be different for everybody. So scan it by taking the right arm and drawing that right leg out to the right and then back into the middle. And so then you're going to find a spot where it just kind of fits, meaning you can draw the thigh in a little bit closer in that specific spot. And then we'll just hold it. Keep drawing it in. So we have a lot of activity in the hip flexor, a lot of flexion there. This will encourage a release in the hip flexor and then thereby encourage release in the hips and the low back, which is our other focal points today. Let's turn the head to the left while we're here. Maybe take the left arm to the left. Turn the head to the right. And bring the head to center. And so before we let go, let's make an effort to let go carefully, using the arm to help the leg release down. And then very carefully sliding the foot forward, just so we don't activate the right leg. And then once that leg is extended, we'll just relax for a moment and bring the attention to the right thigh, hip flexor, leg in general. So like this hip crease and all the way down. And then the left side. Notice any sensations that might differ one to the other. Part of our practice is becoming more and more subtle or more and more sensitive to subtleties, subtle vibrations, subtle shifts. Subtle experiences, whatever that might be. So now that we've noticed the differences between the legs, let's pick up the left leg and bring the thigh in, drawing it in with the hands. So we'll start to scan the thigh over to the side and then into the center, going back and forth and looking for that spot where it seems like the thigh can get a little closer, kind of fits like a little bit of a puzzle piece. For me, I know that that spot is where I usually have my legs when I'm sitting, because I often sit cross-legged, whether I'm in a chair or on the floor. And so it's slightly off to the side. But if you sit in a chair a lot, it might be a little bit more, vertical. And so just drawing that in. We could take the right arm out to the right, turn the head to the right. Just breathing, focusing on the sensations as they change in the body, focusing on the breath. And if thoughts are moving through, let them be thoughts. Let them continue as thoughts and not as a form of thinking. So if we start to engage those thoughts and start to create judgments and start to process them, then we're thinking. And instead, we're just going to let them remain as thoughts. Let them float in and out as they simply are observations. Turn the head to the left. Head to center, and then with the use of that left arm, very gently releasing the foot down, and then very gently, slowly taking the left foot forward. So we have both of the feet turned away from each other, the arms resting, and become aware of the left leg, hip flexor, the thigh, the glute, and the right leg, hip flexor, the thigh, glute, noticing the hips. And let's go a little further. So take the feet forward again, point the toes, reach the arms back, lift the belly button. And exhale, plant the feet down, bring the arms down alongside the body. Walk the feet in so that the heels are basically touching the glutes. We'll keep the arms alongside the body to start. We're going to move through bridge postures and get some nice motion going through the spine and some gentle core work. So when you're ready, inhale and pull the low belly in, touching the low back to the mat. And then we'll start to lift the hips. And as we exhale, we'll lower down. And I want to see if we can do it the other way. So take your inhale first, pull the hips in. On the exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, release. And then shift and exhale, lift. So it's going to be like that. So it's going to be a little different than maybe we might have done in the past. Inhaling, lowering, and setting up, and then exhale, lifting right back up. Inhaling, exhaling. Now we'll coordinate with the arms, inhaling and lowering. Exhale, lifting. Arms can go up and behind. Inhaling, lowering. Exhaling, rising. So usually we inhale up, but this time we're going to exhale up. So let's continue at your pace. Make sure the glutes squeeze as they're lifting, powering the trunk upwards, the core working, that low back working. We'll take a couple more. This can get really tiring. So after this final one, we'll be releasing the hips down. You could take the arms out to the sides. Keep the feet touching the mat and let the knees fold over to the right. Turn the head to the left. So you're going to feel this through the low back, the left thigh as well. And we'll plant the feet and shift the knees to the left, keeping the feet in place so we aren't stacking them. Head turns to the right. So notice where you're feeling this. You'll be feeling some through the belly, the obliques, maybe the waist itself, the thigh, the hip flexor. And let's plant the feet down. We're going to roll to the right side and then press up to seated. Come over to hands and knees into table. And from here, we'll rest in child's posture for just a few breaths. I know it's a nice slow beginning. I personally could use a slow beginning, slow practice, but then we'll see what happens. Because once we shift the energy, things might wake up and be ready to do more, or they might realize they need more care and slower pace, focus on depth rather than breadth. So like how deep we can get in a posture rather than how many postures we can fit into our practice. Take 3 deep breaths. And then we'll be shifting over to table. We're going to come into downward facing dog. Roll over the toes, lift the knees, take the hips back, and then we're going to create a little bit of motion with this. So let's take about 2 deep breaths first time we're here, letting there be some movement. Soften the belly, draw it up and in. And then we'll be bringing the knees back down, so bring the weight forward into the hands, bring the knees back down, take the arms forward into heart chakra posture, and then we'll take a couple breaths, keeping the hips over the knees. And rise up, come to table, and then roll over the toes and lift back up into downward facing dog. And we're just going to continue this motion. So when you're ready, bring the knees down, slide the arms or the hands forward, and then rise back up and come into downward facing dog. So continue exploring between these two positions, but if there is a spot where you feel like it would be nice to stop there, do that, or maybe add something. And so just continuing to move. Coordinating the breath with the motion. We'll take a couple more. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. From here, we're going to be stepping the right foot forward. So if you'd like, you can lift the right leg up first, and then step the right foot between the hands. Bring the left knee down to start. So we're going to be in a lunge. We have hands down around the right foot, left knee down. Lift the trunk, lift the head. But we're going to turn this into a modified side plank in a moment. So let's make sure that we have the knee, left knee, underneath the left hip. Make any adjustments you need. Kick the left foot out to the left, plant the right hand down, and then we'll be extending the right leg out. So there's a couple options here. So we're going to take that right arm up. If you feel like you're open enough in the back of the leg, you can grasp that big toe and then extend that upwards towards the sky. So I'm just giving this option today just in case you're feeling particularly open and you want to stretch that right leg while you're giving a little bit of a challenge to the arm. And then of course you can come, if it feels better to be in your modified side plank. Let's just take another breath or two. Just kind of wanted to throw something different in there. We're going to come back to our lunge. So let's bring that right foot forward again, right hand down, roll over the back toes this time. And then let's rise up to a high lunge. So the back heel is going to stay lifted. So we're lifting the trunk. And it does require a lot more balance when we have that back heel lifted. Take the arms all the way up. And sink into the right knee. Draw the chin in slightly. We're going to twist from here. Take the left arm forward, right arm behind. If it's too much to take the right arm behind, you can have it to the hip, but then turn the head to the right, looking behind. And we'll inhale, come back to center, taking the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands back down. We'll take that right leg behind. And you can take a vinyasa here if you'd like, or just rest in downward facing dog, or maybe child's posture. But we're going to go into the other side. So from downward facing dog, maybe lifting the left leg up. Step that left foot forward. We're starting with the right knee down. We're just in our lunge for a moment with the head, the chest lifted, hands planted. And then we'll scooch that right knee up so that it's underneath the hip. We want to have a vertical post for this next posture. So right hand down, and then we're taking that left leg behind, but let's actually kick the right foot out to the right so we create kind of like a tripod. And then maybe grasp the left big toe and extend it out, or maybe go into that modified side plank, or maybe a little bit of both. And I have our left leg lifted. I've been suggesting to keep that lifted, never mentioned you don't have to keep it lifted. You can bring the foot down. Let's take a couple more breaths. We're going to be bringing that left foot forward again and coming into the lunge. Roll over the toes, lift that right heel, and rise. Take the arms up. Back heel is lifted. Breath is even. We're going to twist right arm forward, left arm behind, looking past the left thumb. And we will come back to center, take the arms up, and we'll bring the hands down. Left leg back, maybe a vinyasa again, or maybe resting. We're going to come to downward facing dog if you aren't already there though, and then step the feet forward, both of them. Come up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, release into a fold. Let's separate the feet a little wider than hips distance. Bend the knees and start to unroll the spine, working your way from the base. Last to rise is the head. Once you're here, roll the shoulders around. And we'll take the shoulders back and down. Side bends would be really nice. Let's go into extended triangle posture. So we'll separate the feet to the apart from each other. The wrists and the ankles pretty much lined up. And then let's turn the right foot to face the short side. Left foot faces the long side. Reach out with the right arm. Bring it down to the leg, left arm up towards the sky. Line up the trunk and the right leg. So it's like you're pressing the trunk back. That left arm might look up past the left thumb. And we'll inhale, rise. Exhale, switch sides. Reach out with the left arm, lower it down, and lift that right arm up. I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite postures of all the yoga postures I know. I feel usually really a big difference with this one. And so again, we're looking past the right thumb. So really putting your effort into it. without forcing into a place that the body isn't ready to go, and yet allowing it to feel some sense of challenge. For me, the low back usually benefits from this one quite a bit. And we'll be rising, coming up. And we'll take the hands to the hips. And let's take the hands behind, interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulders back, open the chest. Exhale, fold over the legs. Let the head simply release down and pull the neck down. And release the arms. Turn the toes to face each other, get the ankles to stretch a little. Going to inhale, come up halfway, lengthen the spine, bring the hands to the hips, soft bend in the knees, and then rise up to standing. We'll bring the feet closer together. And we're going to go into balancing, single-legged chair posture. With this one, there is a potential place we can go, but everyone is going to have a different place. So let's just remember that. And I don't have my blocks here. They are in a bag right now. So if you may or may not need blocks, let's just forget about them for now, because we may just do the single-legged chair seated, and I'll show you the other one too. Some of us have seen this before. So if you need balance for your single-legged chair posture, find the wall or the arm rest, whatever it is. We're going to soften the knees and bring the right ankle on top of the left thigh. So if here we'll start to bend that left knee deeper, and then we can bring palms together, or we can keep holding on to our furniture. Now, if half lotus is something that's available to you, you can come back out of this and go into a half lotus instead, and you can stay standing tall with the leg straight, or you can bend it. But the option I want to give is to lower the hands down today. So see whether the knee is deeply bent or whether it's not. See if you can start to lower the hands down. And then once you have, that left leg can be deeply bent. So you could also have blocks underneath the hands. That's what I was thinking about. But if not, just continue to stand with the trunk lifted. Now, with a sense of balance, if we have lowered, we're just going to allow ourselves to be there for another moment or two. With a sense of balance, let's see if we can come out of that fold and return so that the trunk is lifted and we're balancing on one leg without the hands to support, and then we'll release the foot. Okay, let's go with the other side. I don't need to explain as much, do I? So go ahead and find your ankle in the place you want it to be, and go ahead and find the leg bent or straight, depending on your variation. And then whenever you're ready, if you are practicing with a fold today, go ahead and find it. with balance and control. If you're in the fold, start to come out. Balance for a moment with just the leg. And then release. All right, let's come to the mat. We'll come to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Find a back bend, engage the low body. Exhale, fold over the legs, release down. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, fold, step the left foot back, bring the left palm down, and then inhale, lift the right arm up. So we're in a twisting lunge again, but this time we have the trunk in a different position. Let's take a circle or two with this right arm and then reverse that circle. And we'll bring that right hand down, and from here we're coming into pigeon. So adjust the shin so that it's on the mat, right knee forward, hips are level with each other, and then begin to release down. So focusing on the deep breath, the balance between the inhalation and the exhalation. And I think we're going to be here for a little bit. So if the mind is wandering, if it's going in different places, it is something to observe, notice it, and just pay attention to what's on the mind. Another option is to focus on the breath, maybe bringing a symbol in. So for me, today, for whatever reason, the yin-yang symbol, which I always, the breath and the yin-yang symbol very clearly maps onto it. So you can kind of trace the breath along the symbol and kind of see how they're related to each other as you continue the inhale and the exhale. Continue to balance them as we were doing before, and continue to allow one part of the breath to inspire more perfection from the other side of the breath, and then that perfection inspires the other side, and then that just keeps working together. All right. So we're approaching 3 minutes, and we are going to go for 4 minutes today. We haven't done that in quite a while, but I know a lot of us were thinking about the hips today, so we're going to really let that work happen there. About 1 or 2 more breaths. So we're going to start to come out, but we've been here for a while, so we're going to come out slowly. Go ahead and lift the trunk a little, and then take that right leg out to the right so that the right knee is down. We're coming into a half frog. Find a position that feels right for the arms. So you might have both arms bent, or you might relax that left arm alongside the body. I don't know, maybe even the right arm, hands can go behind the back even. Just explore, see what feels right. Relaxing one side of the face of the mat. We're going to take this right leg behind. Bring the hands down under the shoulders, press up into cobra, and then just lift the hips all the way up so you can come into child's posture for a moment. Notice the intensity between the right side and the left side. Take a breath in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. And let's rise up to table posture, hands and knees. From here, we'll come into the lunge we were in before, but this time the left foot forward, right toes down, right palm down, and then inhale, lift the left arm. Let's move this left arm in big circles a couple times one way and a couple times the other way. And then left hand comes down. We're going right into pigeon on the other side. So left shin comes down, right leg back. And releasing down. And remembering to keep the mind as best as you can controlled. So focus on the breath, maybe map it onto the yin-yang symbol. Many other options, of course, so do what feels right. Making sure the belly is moving with this breath, so we have the diaphragm engaging. We're at halfway mark. And we have 1 more minute, and then we've made it to 4. How about 3 more deep breaths? And we've made it to 4, so we're going to work our way to our half frog. Come up a little bit so that you can take that bent left leg out to the left. And then relax one side of the face down. Bring the arms to a place that feel comfortable. And just letting the weight of the body help that left leg soften and relax. And we'll extend that left leg. Bring the hands down under the shoulders. We're going to rise up and linger in cobra for a moment. So lift the head, the chest, press into the hands, keep the hips down. Relax the legs. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hip flexors might be really feeling it right now, so we're going to stretch them. So take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Let's rise up to standing on the knees. So we'll be finding some back bends, camel posture. We started earlier with back bends. Maybe we're ready to go a little deeper. Hands to hips. Maybe a blanket under the knees if you have a really hard surface under. Okay, so let's engage the glutes and engage the low back, and then start to press into the hips, taking the hips forward, the heart up. We'll do 3 variations. So if you usually can take hands to heels, that's fine. We'll stay here for a moment before we go that deep. And neutralize the spine. An option, if you can roll over the toes and take hands to heels like this, you'll be able to do that in the back bend most likely. So you can roll over the toes and again engage the glutes, the low back, start to lift the heart, and maybe take the hands to the elevated heels. And come out, and to come out carefully. Keep everything active when you do that. And then maybe you keep the heels there, or maybe you lower the tops of the feet down. We can try it with heels a little lower. And when you're ready, start to come back. Find a place that you can sustain, still breathing deeply. One more breath. And coming back up, coming into table, we're going to move through cat-cow. Inhaling, belly relaxing. Exhale, belly engaging, drawing the spine up. without force, just a nice, gentle pressure. And a neutral spine. We are going to come to seated, but we will, right when we get there, take that left leg forward and plant the right foot down. We're going to hug this right shin in as we sit up nice and tall. We're going to give it a big squeeze with the left arm. So big hug. We have the foot in close towards the glute. Big squeeze with the left arm, right hand behind. Get tall and then twist to the right. So we're kind of, feels like we're kind of pulling the left leg in with that big hug squeeze. And so you feel some activation in the left shoulder, shoulder blade. And inhale, come to center. Take the right foot either to the inside of the left thigh or into that half lotus like we were in before. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold into the left leg. Hands somewhere to the left leg. And we'll inhale, rise up. We will extend the right leg forward and bring the left foot in, planting it in close to the glute, holding it with both arms first. Sitting up tall. Ready for that twist? Take a hold of the left leg with the right arm. Nice big squeeze. Left hand behind, fingers face back. Get tall and pull that leg in, turning to the left. And we'll inhale, come to center. So set up the left ankle. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Hands to the right leg. Keeping the spine long. And really using the pressure of the breath to help relax into the posture. And we'll rise up. Extend that left leg. Let's come back to where we started, but a little different. Bring the forearms down. And lift the belly button up. Bring the head back slightly. Pull the belly in, round the shoulders, draw the head towards the chest. Bring the right knee in. Release the right leg. Bring the left knee in. Release the leg, lift the chest. And relax. Bring one hand down at a time to rise back up. And let's come to seated. Ankles crossed. Roll the shoulders around, bring the hands in, fold them into each other, thumb tips touching. Shoulders back and down, and begin to shift the head side to side. Head to center, moving up and down. And head to center, lift the right ear up. Head to center, left ear up. Head to center, tilt, left, right. Drop the head, shake it out a little bit. Release with an exhale. And bring the head back to center. We're going to go a little deeper, and then we're going to come to resting on the back. So bring the right hand, let's do the base of the neck first, and then we'll do the chest. So trail the hand down from the ear, right above the clavicle, push into this muscle. That right arm is relaxed, the left hand has crossed over. And lift the right ear up. And bring the head to center. Switch, right hand from the ear, presses down, a little bit of massage. And then once we have that muscle pressed, we lift the left ear. Soften the jaw. And bring the head to center. Take the right hand to the clavicle, and then right below the clavicle into that little pocket right there. And then push into that and lift the right ear up. And bring the head to center, switching right hand to the clavicle, then right below into that pocket, lift the left ear. And bring the head to center. All right, take the hands forward, move the wrists, circling the hands. Rotate the other way. And then press the palms forward, fingers up. Fingers down. Relax, create a fist with the left hand, turn it down, and pull the fist in, make sure that the forearm is down, forearm is straight. Whew. Relax, move the wrist, shake the hand out, other hand, fist into the right hand, lower the fist, and draw it in with the left hand. And release, moving the hand, shaking the hand out. It is time to rest. So you'll come all the way down to the back, and you might want to take another posture like a spinal twist with both legs or one leg. Just kind of feel it out, see what works for you, or if there's another posture all together that feels better. And once you are ready and you're lying down on the back, let the feet separate from each other, the arms release away from the trunk, the palms flipped upwards. We want to come to a restful place, physically, emotionally, mentally. So let's feel these different areas settle. So allowing the physical body to settle into the mat, to get really heavy all throughout the head, the back, the arms, the legs. Feeling the weight of the body. No need to control it at this time. Just simply release and relax. Soften the face, the forehead, the scalp, the jaw, the head, the neck, shoulders, arms relaxed. The trunk, front and back relaxed. The legs, hips, knees, ankles, toes, all relaxed. Now bring to mind a body of water that has a nice current. So maybe a lake or an ocean. Really see that current, see the waves. And then with your imagination, with your visualization, start to relax that current. Let the waves settle. Until you see a body of water that is still and calm. Let the heart and the mind reflect the still waves of your visualization. The stillness of this massive body of water. You may see ripples, but they're soft, they're gentle, they're calm. Resting in this calm existence. Peaceful, blissful. Even if only we invoke it in this moment, we turn ourselves inward and feel that peace, feel that inner bliss. Remembering our mantra, it is ever present and radiates peace. I'm going to read, as you remain relaxed and restful, I'm going to read the verse that I read earlier today in our practice from Yogananda. And as I do, I'd like you to first picture the yin-yang symbol in your mind. And you may see that this, in a way, maps onto that symbol itself. We have a whole circle, a whole sphere. We have a wholeness, and there are parts of the wholeness that complete each other. They are a part of each other, just as the breath did in our practice. In the cheer of all hearts, I hear the echo of thy bliss. In the friendship of all true hearts, I discover thy friendship. I rejoice as much in the prosperity of my brothers as I do in my own prosperity. In helping others to be wise, I increase my own wisdom. In the happiness of all, I find my own happiness. Begin to notice the breath. And as you take the next few slow breaths, really absorb whatever in this practice worked very well for you. Really absorb it. Whether it was the focus on the breath, it was focus on a concept. It was a moment of peace, a moment of bliss, or recognition that it is there, that it is ever within us. Really absorb whatever spoke to you in your practice today. Draw it into every cell of your being. And then begin to create some movement in the hands and the feet. Start to move the arms and the legs. And take the arms and reach them behind. Bring the knees in, wrap the arms around the knees. And then rising up to seated, whether you rock to the side to press up or you rock right up. We'll bring the palms together. May all beings be established in the true self. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be fulfilled. May all beings be blessed. Sarvesham svastir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Sarvesham svastir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Sarvesham svastir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I honor the light in you. That is the same light in me. Namaste.